welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. Today we're gonna dive into my highlighter collection. This is one of my favorite collection, but it also is gonna be a very long video. You can tell I've already got everything over here. I've got 31 highlighters here, and some of them are even highlighter palettes. I absolutely love all my highlighter collections. It's gonna be really hard for me to do a future decluttering video, but just looking at all these, I pretty much like all of them, and I can tell the difference between and when I want to use them. Anyway, if you like today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and consider subscribe down below. Without further ado, let's just dive into it. Let's get through these palettes here because they're taking a lot of space. First is a new palette that I haven't used. So this is the Essence Glow To Go palette. I really like the color combinations here. I bought this around the same time when I got this one, Essence Choose Your Glow. This is a 3 color shade palette and just looks like bricks. I enjoy these, but you can tell there's quite a lot of very similar colors here, so I don't think you need both. If you want a variety and a bit of a darker in shades, I reckon this one is better, but if you just want 3 sort of different tones highlighter, this one is enough, and there is very similar price point as well. And I've just turned the light on because I think we're getting a little bit dark here. It's just been cloudy all day and raining. And then we have this Flower Beauty highlighter palette. This is absolutely one of the best drugstore highlighter. It's very, very creamy. You got champagne colors here, you got a deeper shade, and you also got a pinkish tones. So it's basically the 3 most common highlighter colors that I use. I know some people said like the pink might not be their favorite, but for $9.99, even just getting one of these is actually really worth the money, and I like 3 of these. It's very, very creamy. It's not showing you my texture, but if you have a lot of issues around your cheekbones, I think it might not look the best. There are some of the ones that's gonna mimic that sort of look. This is one of the palette, it will just show the true texture underneath your skin. And then I've also got this, the Profusion one, Luminizer 1. I think I saw their Luminizer 2, I'm just not really a huge fan, but I really like this palette. I've actually took this palette with me for travel before, and you can tell it's quite worn over here. This is also one of the versatile highlighter palette. This is what I call one highlighter palette, contains almost all the colors that you want. So you have a lightening, sort of light icy color, and then Fairy Lights, a bit of pink, Wonderland, a bit of yellow tone, Heartfelt, a bit of bronze color, and Impulse, a very classic champagne color. And this palette is also very affordable. I bought it from Catch, and it was definitely less than $10. I think it was maybe $5 each. Formula wise, I think it's not as creamy as the Flower Beauty one that I just mentioned, so if you think this is too creamy, maybe try this one. And I think this one doesn't show much of texture compared to the Flower Beauty. I mean, both of these are really good, but you know, there is a bit of differences there. And then another palette that I've never used is this one. It's a Japanese palette. This is more like a highlighting, brightening sort of palettes here in the shade 10. I can't read any of these because they're all Japanese. It's completely unopened. It just reminds me of the e.l.f. quad where they have that setting powder, but this is definitely a highlighter product because it's got shimmers in it. I might just try to play with this later. I mean, we're 2021, so sometime this year. I've also got their blush sort of quad as well. And then let's talk about all my powder highlighters here. I want to talk about the Fenty one first because I can see it reflects my face. This is their Diamond Bomb in their mini size, and I've got a shade How Many Carats. It's a very shimmery color. I have another one very similar to this, also from Fenty mini sizes. This is definitely a highlighter. I can only use it for a certain time on a very specific occasions. I like how it gives this such a strike, particularly in front of the camera when I'm filming. You definitely see my highlighter even if you're 10,000 miles away from me, but in real life sometimes I think it's a little bit too much. I also use it as my inner corner highlighting shade for my eyeshadows if I'm really going for like a bling bling look, but this is definitely not gonna be one of those very like practical everyday use palette like I just mentioned with these. I think I'm wanting to have 1 or 2 like this in my collection, and the mini size is actually perfect because I don't need a full size one. And then I've also got a highlighter duo. It's their freestyle highlighter duo. I've got in the shade Lightning Dust on one side, and then we have Fire Crystal on the other. So comparing all 3 shades, this one is one of a typical highlighter performance, just like the Flower Beauty one. Like I said, I don't think it's worth the money unless it's a shade that you really like. And this finish is in between a normal highlighter and a diamond bomb. It got that like micro glitter within. You definitely see it's more opaque, but it's not too drama look. The diamond bomb is definitely, I think it's like stage look in my opinion. So I do really like Fenty got all different finishes highlighter, and I'm really happy I have all of these. So for me, what I really like Fenty the best is probably their diamond bomb, because I don't have anything similar even from my drugstore range. And then I've also got 2 of their Fenty Beauty highlighter stick. One of them might be used as a blush, but this is a very orangey color that I definitely use as a blush topper. This is in the color Trippin'. I actually quite enjoy this. It's not one of those very popular color, at least I don't think I see a lot of people talk about it. But if you like an orangey color like I do, I like orange lipstick, blush as well as a highlighter, so you're definitely gonna enjoy this. And then the other one, I think it was one of their quite popular shade, is the Starstruck. This is a bit of pink nude shade there. I think it's very pretty. I don't see a lot of these shades, and their stick formula are really good, easy blend. On top of a makeup, even if you use the setting powder, it still works perfectly, and then you know they can stick together, so easier when you take for travel. If you have a couple of their products, they sort of stay together. I really enjoy, if you're having a shade that you really like, I think it's worth to check it out, and for a cream sort of finish, work just like a powder is actually quite amazing. And then let's talk about these 2. It's the Becca highlighter. I've got in 2 shades. One is Oprah, the other one is Jumping Pop. I've also got a Moonstone at home. I really like all 3 shades. I don't think they are that iconic these days. I mean, a lot of drugstores are just doing exactly the same, but back in the days when there's not many people doing these type of formula, like a cream powder formula, Becca was really winning it, and I'm really happy I have all 3 shades that I really like from the range, considering they are no longer available from the makeup industry. So I think it's gonna be really good for me to compare with other ones. I really enjoy this, but I would not purchase the full size ones myself personally. Like I said, I think some of the drugstore ones just doing as good. The shades here, all of their colors, I think it's just a little bit dark in my opinion, like very yellow or champagne color. Well, that's the name suggested. The Moonstone is probably one of the lightest shade that I've come across using from Becca's product. I do really enjoy it. I just don't think it's still having the hype. Consider how much we've progressed in the makeup world. And then high-end product here, I've also got a M.A.C highlighter. This is Whisper of Gilt. This is also very yellow gold. You can tell I quite enjoy a yellow highlighter, pink orange highlighter, unlike some people really enjoy a champagne. I think champagne color are good, but I actually go for a little bit more. This is a very good formula. It feels really nice. I just think the package wise can be improved a little bit more. Consider this is a M.A.C product. I feel like if I use it all the time every day, and if I drop it for a couple times, I think it's gonna break. But at the moment it's still fine, sitting nice and safely in my collection. I've also got a mini highlighter from the Tarte. This is their Amazonia clay highlighter in the shade Exposed to Highlight, I believe. This comes within a highlighting set from Sephora. When they're on 50% sale, that's when I pick it up. I tried this. It's a very classic champagne color. Enjoyed it. Wouldn't purchase it for full price. Really happy receive a mini size. I mean, these highlighters can last me entire lifetime. I like mini size way more than a full size. What else? The balm. The Balm, very classic. I've got the Cindy Lou, the Balm highlighter, a very classic product. I don't need to say more. I pick up the pink one because I do have their Mary Lou in their in the Balm of Your Hands Volume 1 face palette. I reviewed it recently and it was a dupe for a W7 highlighter, so I thought I'd pick this one up because W7 in the same range also have a what is called glowcomotion-pink it up. I thought these two are gonna be dupes, but I don't think they are actually dupes to one another. Like, they're very similar, but the cool one is warm tone and one is cool tone, so they're not actually dupe to each other. Both of these works really good. I love both of them. It's just a shame it's not a dupe, so you know, can't save you guys a little bit money. But the other one from W7 is this one, the original glowcomotion. It's definitely a dupe for their Mary Lou. Like, I've tried it so many times side by side. Absolutely a dupe, and you can tell I've used a lot of it because this highlighter can be used as a shimmer, like all across your body. You can also use it as a highlighter, but as well as an eyeshadow. So you see the dent here that I made is when I use on my inner corner. I really enjoyed it, not as much these days because I just have a lot of eyeshadows now, so I don't have to go back to a highlighter. But I think these two are really good, very affordable products, $4.99, and sometimes they have buy two get the third one free. The other high-end one is this Wonder Beauty highlighter. It's called After Hours. I really like Wonder Beauty's packaging. Like, this sort of color here feels very warm, calming, and cute. And the color they've got here is a very classic champagne color. It's again one of those products. I'm happy receiving it. I got this from Bella Box. I'm happy receiving it, happy using it. I think the formula is good, it looks good on the skin. It's just not worth the money if I'm gonna go out and purchase it. I'm more than happy to spend $4.99 to get one of this, unless it's a very unique shade. But this is not a unique shade. It's pretty, but similar enough to a lot of my drugstore ones. High-end wise, I've got this Physicians Formula. I know it's not high-end, it's just expensive in Australia, that's why. I've got it in the shade Champagne. We are the champion, my friend. I've got in the color Champagne. I think their highlighter from their butter range are my least favorite. My favorite is definitely their blush, and then followed by their bronzer. I think their bronzer are okay. Highlighter are the least favorite. It feels like cushiony sort of formula, and it's really hard to blend on the face, and I think it shows my texture, and it's really patchy as well from time to time. Like, sometimes I think it's worked fine, other times I think it's patchy, and it's expensive, and I don't like this sort of packaging. Like me, someone very clumsy, I always drop the cap, and it takes me 5 minutes to figure out where I drop my cap. I'm just more than happy to have a regular highlighter packaging. So although I like the whole idea of butter and everything, I don't see myself purchasing another color unless they release some new shades. You know, highlighter is already to a point, unless it's a really unique shade that I want you to try. Otherwise I wouldn't go ahead and buy it because I just have a lot very similar ones. And then I've got one of the INGLOT highlighter here. This is Soft Sparkler. I really enjoy this one, and this one, if you get it from the catch, it's not that expensive. I really love the brand INGLOT for a long time. When I first get into eyeshadows, I saw a few YouTubers that I watched. There are like Chinese YouTubers. I really enjoyed when they did their tutorial and their trail eyeshadows. I've actually got one that I spent my own money when I don't have a lot. I really enjoyed it. This highlighter, again, I just think it's not gonna be one that I purchased myself. It is okay, but sort of emphasize my texture, and I think the shimmer particles are a little bit big compared to my W7. I really think W7 give me a really good bench stone to the drugstore. Like, a really impressed me, and I think a lot of the high-end one, even like the INGLOT, they're not even on board with W7, so there's no point why I would spend more than $4 to get a product that's not working as good as a $5 one. And now I've got a couple more drugstore highlighters, and these three are really good. That's why I really enjoy highlighters, and I think drugstore is definitely winning in this category. This one is not W7, I just love it too much. This is the White n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. I've got in the color E321B. Precious Petals. I think I saw someone recommend it. For a rose color, I think it does so good. And look at the pattern that it created. It does not look like a drugstore one. We here in Australia, this highlighter retails for $9.99. I think it's very, very affordable. If you do like a pinkish shade, and this is really washed highlighter. It's not a very powdery one. It's sort of like the Physicians formulas. They're very, very similar in their texture wise, so I think you will really like this one over the Physicians formulas, and it's more affordable, to be honest. And then I've got this Essence Glow Baked Metallic Highlighter. Problem with Essence products, although I like a lot of their highlighters, like this one here, a lot of their products are limited edition. Like, after you pass that season, you just can't get it anymore. So it's a shame that if you don't get it in time, and their products can be hit and miss. I mean, most of the time I think they're working fine, but there are sometimes I think it's not as good as it used to be, you know, because you just have so many collections and you obviously compare with the rest. This one is a baked highlighter. It's definitely a lot darker. If you have a fair skin, you can also use it as a bronzer or give a really nice sun-kissed look. What I really like using this one is just sort of added on top of the edge of where I apply my bronzer and work it all the way towards to my cheek. And then I can also apply blush around there, but on the day when I'm not feeling a blush, this will do like that sun-kissed glow, and that's it. I just like that way. This one I've got in the shade 03. The name is called Like Glitter is Raining Down on You. What a long name, but I still really enjoy this. And then the last but not the least from the powder range is this AOA Studio Wonder Baked Highlighter. This one is still available from Shop M.A.C. So Shop M.A.C, they do have international shipping, but it's a little bit more expensive. I have a couple shades from their Wonder Baked Highlighter range, and I'm always wanting to purchase more, but you know what? This particular product always out of stock. It's just very popular, and I get it why. For $1, or maybe, you know, a little bit more than $1 in Australian dollars, you get a really, really good, decent product. This one, they came with a dome. How can I show you the dome? Like, it's completely flat now. So it was like a baked highlighter, just like the Essence one. The Essence one that I've used enough, but I don't think I've made like much of progress. But this one is completely flat now. This is in the shade Cloud, I remember, 2161. This is a very, very icy highlighter. If you want to just give that highlight around my nose or cubic bones, you know, this is definitely the one. I just love this to death. I know there are some of the highlighter palette that I mentioned here, like the Luminizer one from Profusion. They do have an icy color here as well, but in comparison, the Shop M.A.C one so much more icy, like a snow color. I like this one so much. That's why I've used so much of this one, and I've got so many highlighters here, even though now I've got so many high-end ones. And like the Fenty Beauty one, it is similar in shades, but it's too glittery. Like, I can't wear this on a daily basis, but AOA Studio I can. This is a daily basis color in the same sort of shade range. I just in love. If you can pick up some of their highlighters while you shop there and they're still in stock, go get it. You'll not regret. And I like how they packaged everything so well, like it didn't came broken or anything. So now let's talk about these. Let's go through the Essence ones first. I've got two. Both of these are their Insta Perfect highlighter. One is in the shade 10, the other one is in the shade 20. I don't think they have any other shades. I was thinking they might have a shade 30, but I had a look at everywhere. It seems like only have two. At least that's what we can get in Australia for now. Shade 10 is a perfect mixing shade as a primer, or if you want add that sort of glow into your foundation. I've used it so many times for that reason, and it's just so beautiful. My foundation just looks like so glowing, like not glittery but glowing, give it such a healthy glow. I like this way more than I use it just as a liquid highlighter. And if you have a darker skin, or if you're just going for a darker shade, then obviously there's 20 here. I haven't been playing 20 I don't think I've played 20 at all because I just, you know, fell in love with this shade 10 straight away. But just looking at the formula performance, I know these two is gonna be perfect to mix with foundations. I just enjoyed it that way, and I can't speak more for it. I was thinking picking up another one, and then I had a look at my collection. It's like, you don't need it, Rena. You really don't. And then I've got this little one from the Cover FX. This is also coming from the Sephora highlighter like kit that I was mentioning. I haven't used this at all. I've heard so many things about it, and I was quite hesitated after I get all my information from Cover FX. So yeah, I might try it later, and or if you try it, tell me what is the best way of using it and what sort of finish it gives. And then here is the Australia's Liquid Strobe Illuminating Drops. So this one actually works just similar to the Essence one. I use it as a sort of a mixture or like a primer step. Not a primer purpose, but it gives that sort of glowy and dewy finish. The shade that I've got is a little bit dark. I mean, it's still lighter than the shade 20 here, sort of in between 10 and 20. This one also having a little bit more glitter compared to the Essence one. So if you're going for a dewy, fine, glowing look, I think Essence is gonna win a bit better. If you want to go for a little bit dramatic and you just want to go quite opaque with that glitter finish, I think Australia's is a little bit better in that sense. And I've also got 3 mini ones from the Benefit. I don't know if they still have these. I've never heard anyone talk about this, but I really enjoy all 3. So this is their like liquid highlighter. I've got in the shade High Beam. This is a satin pink complexion highlighter. By the time when Benefit was having these highlighters, these 3, like where are they? Like these 3 would not exist. I don't know if Cover FX was out at the time. So when I was receiving this, I was literally blown away by it. Apart from it's quite expensive because I got this when I was still in college, so I basically had no money. It was so beautiful. Work well under makeup, on top of my foundation. I use this every time, even I set my face. It's perfect. But now when I look at it, I think, yeah, other products can achieve it, and drugstore wise they're okay. But at the time when they first came out, it was really good. But I don't think I heard anyone talk about it. Well, I wasn't on YouTube that often at the time anyway. And then they also have a Sunbeam, which is a golden bronze complexion highlighter. This one you can use it to create that sun-kissed look. So like I said, the formula is no problem. I like it, but these days you have other products from the Essence Australia's. There are also other ones as well. Benefit's no longer the best, but it's a good one. It's a safe option if you want to go for Benefit. If you love the brand, you will not regret from the products you get. They comes within these little brushes here, which is also quite cute, like a nail polish brush. And then the last is actually one of my favorites still so far. It's the Dandelion Shine Beam. This is a nude pink matte radiant highlighter. This is the one that I've used to highlight my triangle under eye area on my cheekbone because it's a matte finish, but it also gives a really good brightening effect, but it also highlights your face. Oh, this is way too much. Way too much. Because it's a matte finish, that's why I want to swatch it to you. I didn't swatch all the other highlighters because my whole hand's gonna be so glittery and then you won't be able to see it after the first couple. But this matte is just like it's like correcting, brightening highlighter, 3-in-1 type of product. I wonder why they never sort of promoted this way, because I think it's gonna get more views or get more people try it out. But I really enjoy this. It's just having a bit of pinkish tone underneath. That's the only thing I don't like, but that has something to do with my skin color. But I really enjoy this. Among all these 3, I like this matte highlighter the best. And then I've got another 2. First is this ABH Liquid Glow Highlighter. I've never used this. I received this from that Sephora kit. I haven't get a chance to try this one. I heard mixed reviews about. The last but not least is this Hourglass highlighter stick. I've got in the shade Gold Flash. This is a very beautiful product. It's just very expensive. That's my only complaint, but the swatch is brilliant. I just loved it. I can dab it on my face, I can swipe it on my face. It works perfectly. I think this one actually giving a little bit more shine compared to the Fenty one. Let's try one of the Fenty shades here. I think the Fenty one is a little bit more subtle. Can you see this Fenty shade here? Sort of. Fenty one is definitely a bit more subtle. So if you want to go for a quite intense cream product for a highlighter, Hourglass is winning. But for the price, I just can't convince myself getting a full size, paying the full price. I received this from the Lumi box, and this is one of the main reasons why I joined the Lumi box first, because I just love it so much. So I'm gonna swatch the W7 one just on the side for comparison, and that's $5. I mean, I think it's definitely winning, but everyone's having different ideas. Some people might not work well with particular formulas, or they just really love the brand. That's all fine. But yeah, I just think W7 Essence are definitely winning here in this category, and this AOA Studio line, it's perfect. Anyway, that is all my collection for my highlighters. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribe down below, and leave down in the comments, like if you tried any of these, what do you think? If you have a different opinion, or you reckon some things I don't like you really enjoyed, tell me how you use it so I can improve my skills, because I'm still learning. Anyway, that is all for today. I hope you had a great day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!